Micromanagers direct, leaders coach. As a leader, you understand the value of using questions to develop those around you to their highest potential. Questions play a central role in giving performance feedback and helping team members evaluate their own projects and revise processes for the future. Questions help you gain buy-in for your key initiatives or those initiatives of the executive team members. Questions guide discussions with clients. Questions help you facilitate meetings to brainstorm solutions. They help you generate ideas for new products or service offerings. Questions help you get the most from your own mentoring relationships. So how do you use questions to guide as you coach your team? Well, first, start with open-ended questions. Closed or forced choice questions often shut people down, or at best, they gain agreement. But closed questions do little to put you inside another person's head. If you want new information and fresh thinking, start with open-ended questions, those that call for more than a short answer of a word or two. Open-ended questions typically start with why, how, what, to what extent, or describe, tell me more about. Examples: in what way do you mean? How would you describe that situation in more detail? How so? What would you say is the best way to do that? What's your reaction so far to the plans you've heard from the others? How committed do you think your team is to that initiative you've heard from Bob? Now, second category of questions to use: follow-up probes. Don't stop with just one or two questions to understand where someone stands in an issue. Probe several layers. Examples: why is that? When does that happen? How much do you estimate that might cost? What are the exceptions to what you just said? Why do you think most of your team feels that way? If that's the case, how do you think that attitude developed? At what point did you start to notice the change you just mentioned? Now, you can also ask questions to separate fact from opinion. Often it's difficult to tell which is which. You might have to ask the speaker to distinguish facts from opinion with specific questions. Specifically, what experience or incident are you referring to, Bob? Would all experts agree with the conclusion that you've just stated? What are some of the differing opinions from other experts on that issue? You may even have to ask bluntly, although your tone shouldn't sound challenging. What's your source on that, Jenny? Do you know that's a fact, or do you think that's a fact? Would you please forward to me that statistic or that study or that article or that link? Finally, ask for collaboration or agreement. Help the other person to consider other viewpoints with these guiding questions. Who else do you think agrees with you on that position? Or maybe you say, have you thought about who might disagree with you on that approach to the problem? Such questions have the added benefit of getting them to air a different viewpoint from others in the group, something that's not originally forthcoming when they state their opinion. To put it succinctly, asking the right questions is to a discussion what a foundation is to a skyscraper. With the right questions, the conclusions will be built to last.